Hi, this is Francis from Easel. Today I'm going to be talking about an app in Easel called the Texture Generator. I've got this sign here for a bait and tackle shop, and I've got this fish icon, and I just want to add something to it. Essentially, kind of give it just a little more zhuzh, maybe make it look a little more kind of fish, or give it some sort of texture. So to do that, I can use the Texture app, and so I'll select my object that I want to add texture to, move over to the apps, scroll down to Texture Generator, and I'll click on it here, and it'll say texture, and then it'll give me a bunch of different options. I would encourage you just to kind of look through all of these if you plan on using the Texture app, because it's going to give you a lot of variety. There's just a bunch of different ones. But in this instance, I am going to use this one, Formal Invitation. It's kind of a wavy pattern. I really like it, and I think it looks good with my fish. Once I've kind of found it, I can adjust some things. You can rotate the texture with this wheel here. I'm going to keep it at 0 because at 0 it's kind of moving along my fish. You can adjust other kind of points by adjusting it on the X and the Y axis. Again, I like to keep a lot of these at 0. The one that I think is important to note is padding on the Z. X and Y are just the spacing in between the texture as it repeats. So I think 0 on the X is best. On the Y-axis, I'll change it, and you can see that texture spacing changes a little bit. I typically like to keep a lot of these at 0, just because I think the way the texture is going to look best. But again, you can mess with those depending on what you're looking for. You can also change the source depth. So by default, the text generator makes the fish object that I've selected at a depth of 0 when it imports, but we can change that a little bit in Easel. And I am going to change it just because I want to kind of get some depth on my fish and then some depth below that for the texture. The texture will default to a full depth cutout, so I want to change that a little bit so that it's not cutting all the way through. And then I'll upload it and we can kind of take a look at it. You can also click on randomize texture, and that's just going to randomize every option. It's hit or miss. It really just kind of depends. I would say play around with it, see what works best for you. Once you're ready, you can click import, and you can see that texture's been brought on my fish. And if we zoom in on my 3D, it just gives it like a little more kind of variety than just a simple carve down. It gives it like some waves, which we could add manually, but the texture generator does it a lot quicker and a lot more consistently. And that's the texture generator in Easel. Have a wonderful day.
To learn more, head over to easel.com.